Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kimberly. I live in the US and inflation is in full effect on everything. It's so overwhelming. I want to be a good steward of my money, so I'm going to share some consistent things I've been doing to stay calm, afloat, and save money. Number one, I told myself it's time to buckle down and take on inflation. It's time to do hard things. Now is not the time to quit. Instead of complaining about the rising cost on everything, I've been practicing an abundance mindset. Okay, the main thing that gets to me is when I buy groceries. Going into the grocery store and seeing the prices change significantly really upsets me. So now I say I'm thankful that I'm able to walk inside the store and buy groceries, that I have the money to keep up with inflation because the prices are not going to change. So I have to change with it. And I just research, I shop the sale ads, and do everything I can to get the price as yesterday's price, so to speak. Because although they're going up in price, the different stores have the sales. There's always going to be a sale. You just got to wait for it. And then I will get it for, like I said, yesterday's price. And then I can save money that way. Number two, I monitor my spending every day, including my monthly bills. Instead of telling myself that I'm on a no spend and a pantry challenge, I set a budget and I have categories every month for everything. I pay all of my bills. I buy what I need, track all of my expenses, and then at the end of the month, if there's any money left over, I will allow myself to buy one item that I want. And that way, the no spend and the pantry challenge doesn't seem dreadful to me, and then I want to throw in the towel and just don't do the challenge at all. I changed it around and it's so much better for me. I couldn't never grasp why that challenge just wouldn't work for me, and I always felt defeated, and I would always just feel like I was depriving myself. But when I changed it around, I didn't just necessarily give up on the challenge. I just changed the way I did it, and it is working great for me. The other thing I did is I limited my savings challenges. I got rid of all the envelopes and putting the money in there. I don't do well at those. I tried very hard. I mentioned this in the video, and I know I've took all those videos down, but I was saying that I'm better if, like if I say, I want to save $1,000. I do much better just taking money that I have at the end of the month and just putting it into my savings account. When I add a challenge, it becomes a challenge for me, and I just want to throw in the towel, and that's all I think about, and it drives me crazy. So I'm going to show you something that I've been doing. Now, in 2026, my husband and I will be married 25 years, so we're going to be celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. And so any money that I have left over at the end of the month, I will just take a few dollars. For example, I wanted to get something fast food, and I didn't go and get it. So instead, it was going to be $15. I took the $15 and I put it in this. I've been had this for years, 23 years now. We got it as a wedding gift, and it was full of like gold corns and things like that. It's a whole story behind it, but it was wonderful. But I've been using it, and I just throw just spare change, what I was gonna buy, but I didn't buy it. Those Amazon, shops, I've been putting the money in there. And so I do little things like that, and that works for me instead of having an actual challenge. I love challenges. I watch people stuff them. They just don't work for me as well as I would like for them to. So that's another thing that I changed. And now I buy myself one thing, at the end of the month. It can be like a clothing item, or it can be just a meal that I want. And then if I decide that nope, I don't want it, it will go in that jar. And I will use that money for our wedding as just extra spending money. Okay. Oh, side note, I am still doing the 100 envelope challenge. I am sticking to that one. That one, I just kind of just throw the money in there, and then when I come to that denomination, I put it in the slot. And so that makes it not be as stressful to me. Okay, number 3, I set boundaries for social media and the news. Let me just share a story with y'all. And y'all know me, my stories, they're really short. Okay, so our former president, we all know what happened to him. And so that really upset me. Just, for somebody to get injured, I just, I get really upset about it, right? So that happened. And then right after that, our current president, he became ill, and he, went to go into recovery. And so he wasn't seen anywhere on TV or nothing like that. Well, this YouTuber, it was a guy, I don't know his name. I can't tell you what the name of his video was, but it gave me, it was like a clickbait. I didn't know it at the time, but it gave me the impression that something was wrong with our president. So let me go watch it. Well, I did. And to make a long story short, he was saying that he had, reliable source that told him that it was just a matter of time, and our current president, he was going to be no longer with us. That upset me so bad. I was crying and carrying it on. It just took me out. Well, lo and behold, that very same day, 1 hour later, he was seen coming off of Air Force One, coming down the steps, and he was telling the paparazzi people, news people, who's ever out there taking those pictures and doing the recording, journalists or whatever, their titles are, that he was recovering and he was feeling much better. That man was not about to leave here. And I was like, that's it. I cut off the news. I went through and I unsubscribed from people who talk about preparing, it's the end times, anything that had to do with that. I got rid of it. I just got off of social media. I wasn't watching anybody's videos at that time. I just went into shutdown, and I was just a click away from deleting my Instagram. It's locked down. I'm not like how they said, the doctor said, I'm not accepting any new patients. Everything's just locked down. And then my husband, he saw how upset I was, and he was like, you think maybe you're in too deep with the social media? It just brings you so much anxiety. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I gotta reel it in. So I avoid that. And the reason why I brought that up is because before I saw the news that he was okay, I was wanting to just go and shop. And I love to go on Amazon. Even though I just told y'all that whole story about I monitor my spending and I give myself, money to buy one thing if it's money left over at the end of the month. But I would just want to go shop. And see, that was going to lead me into this rabbit hole of looking at influencers, and I was going to get caught up in that lifestyle creep. So if you go on social media, you go on the news, and you start feeling anxious and all those things, turn it off. Trust me, just walk away. And one of the other things that I'm going to end up doing eventually is I'm going to permanently delete Instagram. I only have Instagram and YouTube. I have a Facebook, but it's for my family only. So I don't really get on there unless they send me some type of message and I check it. Other than that, I don't do Facebook. I got rid of that years ago. But yeah, I'm probably going to end up permanently getting rid of Instagram and eventually YouTube as well. It's just a matter of time. I sound like the guy in the video. It's a matter of time. Okay, number 4. I DIY and recycle as many things as possible. This is a huge savings for me. I had a clogged sink, and where I live, if you call the plumber, their consultation fee is $150. So like if they come out and they say, well, there's nothing wrong with your sink. Just say, you just needed to turn the water to the left. I'm just making up something. That's $150. But let's say when they come out and they say, oh, this is wrong. Well, that $150 goes into with like their labor costs and the cost of the part. And then it'd be like maybe $200 to $250 or up. So I knew if I called a plumber when my sink was draining slow, it was going to be at least that $150. So I got on my favorite place, Amazon. I found me a tool. It was $5. And I unclogged my sink. So that saved me, $200 or so. So I was so proud of myself. I was telling everybody that would listen. And I was telling everybody, oh no, before you call a plumber, before you do this, before you do that, do it yourself. And then y'all know I do my own hair, arch my own eyebrows, self-care maintenance. I do all of that myself. And I recycle like old clothes. Like I have been cleaning and decluttering constantly. And when I cut up the clothes, I've been using them as like dust rags. And I also use them like when I cook and I clean up the messes in the pan. Like say you fry up something and you have the residue. Well, I'll take the old, t-shirt and I'll wipe it out when I used to just use a paper towel. Well, I have cut back on that. I rarely use them. I have grandkids, so when they come, I have to use, some paper towels. Sometimes I'll use paper plates, but it's very limited and I saved a lot of money on that. So I've been doing that. And number 5, this will be the last thing I'll talk about, is I eat out once a month and I'm mindful how many times I go to the grocery store. If I come home and I try to have things prepped, and I've been trying freezer meals so when I'm in a rut and I'm like, I don't know what to cook, I can go to the freezer and I have a meal already put together. That helps a lot. And I cook one-pot meals, crock-pot meals, put things in the oven that can bake, my freezer meals. And so if I come home and I'm like, oh, I don't have anything ready, I don't have anything to cook, I just want to go out to eat. No, I don't. I stop myself, and that's the time that I go to my home grocery store, because I've created a prepper pantry and I have many things at home in stockpile. So I will go and I will check my fridge thoroughly. I go to my stockpile, go to my deep freezer, see what freezer meal I have, what's quick that I can come up with, and I eat at home. And this really happens a lot at the end of the month. I'm just like, I don't feel like cooking. I don't have anything, but no. So what I do is it turn into, I go through my fridge, and that's the time that I clean. I take everything out. I'm brainstorming, and then I can create a meal from there. And I cook simple meals anyway, so it's a win-win. And then I didn't go out to eat, and I stuck to that once a month eating out, and that has been working great. We started doing that a couple of months ago. And yeah, that is about it. So I just wanted to talk about those things because it is rough out here, and I did see a lot of videos that's talking about, you know, inflation and end times and people barely making ends meet. You got to do hard things. Got to get out here and do it. I don't know people's situation. I'm not giving anybody any advice. I'm just talking about these are the things that I do. I don't look at other people and see what they have, how much money they have. That doesn't benefit me. I have to work off of what I have. Don't compare yourself to anybody. That's not going to get you anywhere. And so I've learned from that. Focus on me. Have the abundance mindset. Have that I can do attitude. It's taken me so much further, and getting off of social media has helped as well. Go and read a book. I've been reading my Bible, but you can do what you want. And I've also been doing puzzles. So yeah, but that's it. I'm going to let y'all go. I've talked long enough. I want to thank you all so much for watching my video. I greatly appreciate it. And I will speak to you all in another video real soon. Have a wonderful day.